Reading the comments, this one's JCar3267. Base is Old Chatham. Player name is FFWARRIOR25. DACA, been watching the channel for a long time and finally decided to see what you think about one of my outposts. Since I've completely rebuilt this one, the stats don't reflect this version, so no point in giving them. This is an older base of mine that I usually had on Dangerous, but added some buffs to make it more challenging for you. Bring any weapon except the boom cannon, as it was built before that came out. Many more coming in the future. Enjoy. So this one is going to be a rating the comments remix because of some fuckery. Basically, this one wasn't my fault. I was knocking out a bunch of rating the comments. I started your video, everything was good. I got no alert that it stopped, and I only got like 24 seconds of footage. So we're gonna go back through this. It's a bummer, but you know, when shit goes south, you just throw a grenade on it, blow it up, and rebuild it better. I was commenting on these arches. I don't use these. It was weird. I'm like, why have I not seen this side? I never really use this block. And I was like, is this the lighthouse block? And if so, that makes sense. But I was like, you could probably put some cool stuff with that. So in here, there's some really cool rusty angles. Once I start seeing all the bends, I start going, all right, let's throw down a Phoenix kit. I'm also simultaneously monitoring the OBS to make sure there's no weird stuff where it stops recording. So if yeah, this was a good room. Lethal. Wasn't sure if that still launched. It did. Just glad I got out of there. Really liked this room. That's great. I can't remember. Was this double fire? It is. It's funny because I just put out the video of like a lot of times you won't see that double fire as often, and I see it more and more, and I'm never like, well, every so often I am like, I don't know if this is a good call, but these are the kinds where I think they're good, where they're, you know, you get another shot at something that people want to peek out on, and you might get them the second time if the first time they got really lucky, you know. And a lot of people do assume you're not using double fire. There's that as well, you know, because it's not a commonly used one. This I knew there was something in this room. Turns out it was completely wrong. Tried to hit that with the crossbow. Failed. Action failed successfully. Just commenting on the looks. I liked a lot of that. It's funny you don't see the engine block wall kind of thing as much anymore. So it's kind of come back in novelty. Right in the eye. Beautiful. Feels good, man. I'm starting to approach, and I realize I haven't checked up in a bit. And so right about here is when I get the feeling I need to start looking at everything. And then upward. Oh, that's a weird... So I'm looking straight up at this thing, but that's the angle it's giving? Wow, that was... Oh, yeah, I was kind of commenting you might want to opaque this. Me being able to see that through allowed me to kind of shoot it. Kind of freely without risk. Checking all these because you're getting me here and there. Showing a little more respect to these blocks. This was cool, walking on the planks. Uses like the wire and conduit piping. And then also this. He's kind of using things either that aren't being used often right now or things that really you never see. And this is one of them. You don't really see this. And it looks cool, right? Might have to remember this for like the racetrack one. Okay. Okay, I'm thinking above these guys, there's got to be a slant, you know, 45 with some bolts to get me your bombs. Because this layout is just really good. It's kind of superior if you're really looking for a hard base. That was cool. I wanted to trigger this and then hopefully grapple, and then realize I actually walked out the exact right amount. Then I'm just trying to figure out order. Yeah, that's the most deadly. Getting a good angle is kind of weird. And I'm going to hit that. I was like, man, I knew I'd hit that. But I'm pretty sure I got it. Now it's like, what is safe? And then I think we see some fuckery go down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Butt was clenched on that one. Good, triggered something. Then I suddenly was like, uh-oh, does that activate something else? Jump, get it, pop. Try again. Do better. Thank you. That was good. And I commented on this one that I thought initially that should be opaque, but I rescinded it while looking at it because if you made that opaque, I would look down in there. But right now, it looks like there's nothing there, and you've offered that freely. So I think you set that up perfectly. Really cool looking inside. You know, using the roof as ramps. Roof. My wife gets me on that all the time. A rough. You know what's funny is I grew up saying roof correctly, and then I roofed for like a summer or two, and came out of it saying rough, like get up on the roof. Ridiculous. I actually went. I like regressed. Now it just makes me laugh because now my wife says it too. By the way, she calls it a rough. It's spreading. Those are always the best when you realize you wasted it. That always makes me laugh. I noticed this, that you did kind of reverse, and I'm like, wait a second. Is this just like, you know, a block that looks reversed on the other side? And no, he went through the trouble of literally coloring both sides, and I thought that was pretty cool. Nice little touch. So you get something coming in, you get something going out. I also like this kind of... Oh, I made that skill shot for you, by the way. And then this kind of like catwalk, I'm realizing. I was like, oh, shoot. Was I supposed to be fabulous here? Mission accomplished. And up here, maybe I can succinctly put it. I basically, yeah, I was commenting on this, you know, how that kind of looks cool coming in. But ultimately that the boys, when I show them this, you know, video, they're going to love it. Just because, you know, it's Minecraft and it's done in pixel, and they'll feel a connection with that. And that's kind of cool to bring people in. But also that this was like artistic, and not just because of this and the other side, although they contribute. Here, I'm not sure why those pumps are there. I thought maybe you were covering bedrock, you know, just taking a look. But that inside your base, you use kind of some unique looking blocks that arch is still getting me. I'm like, why have I not seen that side? But I guess it's not a block I ever use, and I never rotate it when I did all the way. And, you know, sometimes you miss sides. I did that with the Egyptians set for a long time. But you go in there and you're kind of going through different biomes a little bit. Like, you know, you have this like warning paint that kind of has some cool architecture to it, where it just kind of trips you out. And then, you know, you have your tin roof that you're kind of going down that seems kind of like, why would this be inside a building? Like kind of more mind distortion. And then you go into like this big glass box at the very end. So you really do feel like you're traversing through like different themes individually, you know. And I think you did a good job with that. Made that a pretty cool base all around. So thanks for sending that in. Sorry that your original one got it. Swear this time I'm not as mad at myself because I didn't do anything like wrong and it didn't alert me. I started it like I always do. I got 24 seconds and then it's just done. And there's no like, hey, you ran out of footage or memory like it did last time. So something just canceled and it's fine. Well, you know, I'll just, you know, redo the videos. But I know this was like, Dak had been watching the channel for a long time and finally decided to see what you think. And then this thing fucking like drops the recording. I'm like, of course, that's right on, that's on brand for me. But anyways, you got kind of a remix one where I got to like showcaster. I don't know if, you know, what kind of word I'm going for, like commentate, I guess, on like a plays going on in game. And that was kind of fun. Every so often, actually, that's a little bit of a blast because I get to relax and then like explain my thought processes. You don't get the exact reactions that I'm saying in the moment, but you know, sometimes you'll get better feedback on certain things. So anyways, thanks for sending that in and thanks for checking this out and for watching as long as you have. That's cool to read.